Ladies and gents, welcome back. With economic downturn, not just a possibility, but seemingly an inevitability here in Canada, in the short term at least, now would seemingly be a terrible time to raise taxes. Now, this is what the government of Canada is saying that they're not doing, but CPP premiums, Canadian Pension Plan premiums, are up. The EI premiums, that's employment insurance premiums, are up. Carbon tax has tripled. And this is where we're going. They're denying that these are taxes at all. Canadians are being taxed into poverty and debt servitude for every $100,000 if your family is lucky enough to pull in $100,000 of income. $43,000 of that is taken in taxes. This is a report by the Fraser Institute. The average Canadian paid 43% tax in 2021. Does anyone feel like they're getting any good value for the money? I sure as hell don't, says Jim Murphy on Twitter. Now, the leader of the opposition, now Pierre Poilievre, decided to, well, he gave, in question period, this is what they do. But here he is talking about specifically this.
Been draining the paychecks and pocketbooks of Canadians. Just this week, the Angus Reid Institute published a poll showing that 51% of Canadians are struggling to eat. In Canada, a G7 country, the majority of people cannot afford groceries. That is 7 years of this Liberal government. Canadians are out of money. This government is out of touch. Why won't they cancel their tax hikes so Canadians can afford to eat?
The Honourable Deputy Prime Minister.
And of course, the Deputy Prime Minister coming up for her rebuttal.
Mr. Speaker, when it comes to the economy, expectations matter. And that is why it is so irresponsible for these Conservatives to talk down the Canadian economy. Yes, things are hard right now.
All joking aside, here she is with her response. And I'll do, of course, you knows.
You know, Mr. Speaker, you know who's out of touch? The people who are out of touch are a party that believes it's a good idea to slash our pensions and to undermine the EI system. You know what else is out of touch? It's out of touch not to have a plan to act on climate. And you know why that's out of touch, Mr. Speaker? Because our customers, our clients, the US and the EU, they are taking climate action. They will only buy Canadian products if we take climate action too.
Well, Leader of the Opposition.
Mr. Speaker, the minister totally ignored the question. 51% of Canadians cannot afford to eat. Food bank use has tripled and hits record every single month, according to the Daily Bread Association. Students are living in homeless shelters while they study. This is Canada. After 7 years of this Liberal government, getting worse now under this costly coalition. Will they wake up to what's going on in this country and cancel their heartless tax hikes?
Yeah, so what she was saying in her response there was that the Conservative government is slashing EI and Canadian pension plans. By slashing, what they mean is they're slashing the increases. They're saying we shouldn't be increasing premiums at this time, but this is, again, what their narrative is. Now, he pointed out on Twitter, contributions by employers such as and employees to social security plans, such as the employment insurance system, Canadian pension plan, the Quebec pension plan, the Quebec parental insurance plan. What are these things? They're types of taxes. Thank you, Dan Albas, MP from Okanagan, I believe. Yeah, from Okanagan, for pointing out this simple fact that these are actually payroll taxes. These are things that are taxed from Canadians in the hopes of having more revenue for these services, which we should have revenue stowed away. And if you don't have the revenue stowed away, well, maybe we should stop sending money overseas and give that to the people who actually have paid into these systems over the years. But he's not the only one talking about this. Here's Justin Trudeau himself talking about this.
A direct payroll tax increase. A direct payroll tax increase.
Yes, direct payroll tax increases. What are
Mr.
they?
Speaker, we have crowdsourced over 3,000 questions from Canadians across the country for the Prime Minister on economic challenges facing the middle class. I want to ask the Prime Minister a question I received from Dustin in Calgary. His question is specifically about his EI premiums, which are rising by $50 this year, a direct payroll tax increase. Dustin would like to know, why did the Prime Minister choose to raise EI premiums for him and every other working Canadian?
This is exactly what the Conservatives are saying right now. So it doesn't go any different. Now, what's the truth here? We have True North reporting Vancouver has the most expensive gas in North America, and this is largely to do with taxes. The amount of tax that you're paying in every liter of gasoline is unbelievable. The national average is just $1.61 per liter, but over here, British Columbians are paying $2.42 per liter. Liberals, NDP, and Bloc vote for carbon tax hike. This is across the board. They're all voting to make things more expensive for you during this time that we're all facing inflation and high costs of living and an economic downturn all at the same time. A perfect storm, just destroying Canadians' lives right now. Guest op-ed from Gregory Tobin on True North. The government's defense of their carbon tax is indefensible. Greg nails it with this one, saying, we have had a lot of dingers come out of the halls of Parliament since Justin Trudeau became Prime Minister in 2015. The budget will balance itself. I don't think about monetary policy. The government took on debt so Canadians won't have to. Maybe you can chalk them up to speaking off the cuff or being caught at a bad moment. Sure, we all have bad days, but sometimes the Trudeau Liberals really have no excuse. And that is the case with the latest statement coming out from our CN Tower climbing environment minister, Stephen Guilbeault. Monsieur Guilbeault, on the carbon tax, he managed to reach a whole new level of government newspeak, which would have George Orwell turning in his grave so fast you could generate electricity off of it. This is a clever writer. I like this guy. So for some background, the Conservative opposition is advocating for the government to pause any further increases to the harmful carbon tax, which has been costing Canadians severely at the pump and on most other bills for a long time now. The Conservatives are joined in this effort by advocacy groups as well as the provincial governments across Canada, including Newfoundland and Labrador, Liberal Premier Andrew Furey. The government's response to Canadians begging for help was a swift, nope, you're not going to get any help out of us. I think Jagmeet Singh is talking about getting a rebate on taxes given. How about just don't increase taxes? Straight up don't increase taxes on Canadians that are paying those taxes today at the pump. Among many no's given to Canadians from various members of the government, most interesting and mind-boggling came from a video response posted to Twitter by the aforementioned Stephen Guilbeault. He said the following: by trying to cancel the price on pollution today, Pierre Poilievre has made his priorities clear. He would make it free to pollute again while taking away hundreds of dollars from Canadian families. This is just what? How does that even make sense? It's really one of the most out-of-touch statements I've ever heard from a government minister. Let's go over that again. By trying to cancel the price on pollution today, Pierre Poilievre has made his priorities clear. He would make it free to pollute again while taking away hundreds of dollars from Canadian families. What money is he taking away? He's voting to not increase a tax on Canadians that need gasoline every single day to put in their cars to get to their jobs, to do whatever they have to do. Many Canadian business owners that need to travel around in their pickup trucks and go to job sites, all of this stuff. Guilbeault is trying to argue that cutting the carbon tax will somehow result in Canadians having less money. This is an off-the-cuff statement. He wrote this out, recorded his video, and sent it in the tweet. It went through too many possible moments of sober second thought to be an accident. His logic, of course, is that you will no longer get the carbon tax rebate money if the tax is clawed back. Yes, Minister, that is the whole point. Canadians would get to keep more of their own money. You won't get a rebate if you don't pay the taxes? Well, how about you just don't pay the taxes? This is really the thing. I mean, GST, that was supposed to be a temporary tax. Thanks, Mulroney. And all of these taxes that are temporary measures, nothing is more permanent than a temporary measure when it comes to the government. And that's a reality in the situation we're having today. But in the interest of not making this video go too long, I'll leave a link in the description down below. You can read this for yourself. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. They're trying to conflate the rising premiums to CPP, your Canadian pension plan, your EI premiums, employment insurance, and carbon taxes as not being taxes at all, and trying to tell you that the Conservatives are lying when they say that they are taxes. They are, in fact, taxes. And they're trying to say at the same time that if you get a rebate because of taxes that you paid, the government is, by reducing those taxes, you not getting the rebate is actually costing you money, is unbelievable. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think of this situation. And please consider subscribing to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Hit that notification bell. It lets you know when I go live. And we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.